What up, it's your boy Black once again, and yes, welcome to another exciting yet extravagant episode of what I call Black on Throwback Hip Hop Thursdays, whereby I talk about debut albums or an EP within, of course, the hip hop space. So yeah, but fair too, it's another fortnight episode because remember this is what we do. We do this like on a fortnight scale. So yeah, man, today yet another group edition. Fair to remember, whenever I'm doing this, just so you know, something is happening, guys, or somewhere in there there's been glitches whereby I am not the shooting are not on my favor. Hence, I would do this like now from time and time again. I'll be shooting in the car, wherever I'm at, wherever I get the chance to shoot. So yeah, but fair to let me say welcome to everybody who's been with me from the word jump. You already know who you are, man. It's a community. We're growing with faith. We're growing. Let's take this to the next level when it's all love, baby. Check this out. And for those who always come and check back, say, you already know what to do, of course, but faith to click the sub button. There's also a bell there, notification bell, whereby you can just get the notifications of like, say, your boy is live on a space. Not really live, but you already know what it is, man. Just click the notification bell because we ask about when the next video is dropping of the segment that I call Black on Throwback Hip Hop Thursday. Remember, we're teaching Buffet to, so you might want to stick around. You might learn a thing or two. And that's Buffet to, again, shooting in the car. You already know the odds are always going to be, not always, but they're going to be against us from time to time. But that shouldn't be like Islamic block. This is space. This is our space. Remember, this is a community. We're trying to grow. We're trying to grow this. We're trying to, elevate this to the next, a level whereby about, but you know what? There is something that is called Throwback Hip Hop Thursday that Black is always like presenting to the masses and stuff like that. Yeah, but fair to the numbers are going up. I love that. That's some shit that I'd like to see. It's another exciting group edition. You already know I should be having one of those. But anyway, here's my favorite group edition, and today we are looking at none other than Detroit, Michigan's finest trio. These are friends that started back in '96 in high school. They go by the name Slum Villa, or they went by the name Slum Village, because yeah, we'll talk about why I said they went by the name, which is in the past tense. But yeah, we'll talk about more about Slum Village, which is a crew that was mainly consisting of three friends that went to high school together. Friends being that rapper Batin, may he so rest in peace, passed away back in 2009. Jay Dilla, who was also the producer. May Jay Dilla rest in peace as well. He was the core of this crew, I feel. He was the core of the trio because he put this together. Because not mainly because of that, but also because he was the producer behind the Slum Village music. So he also passed away in 2006. May his soul rest in peace, man. Most of you guys, most of the hip hop masses would know about Jay Dilla. Jay Dilla is one of those sampling type of producers who are like heavily influenced by jazz and that type of contemporary type of music when it comes to like producing, like the likes of Ninth Wonder or your Pete Rock. So he would come on that same list of the producers as well, like heavily influenced by jazz music when it comes to sampling and you're making beats and shit like that. Yeah, and the third part of this trio would be T3. My nigga T3. Shout out to T3. He's possibly the only member from the original Slum Village that is alive today. So yeah, my favorite too. We're gonna be taking a look at the Slum Village from Detroit, Michigan, formed in '96. These dudes will only be signed on a record label, I think, in 1999. But now this is a gist about what I'm gonna talk about. The album that I'm talking about today is an album that was unreleased, and yet it was redone and released later on, 8 years later. The album is called Fantastic Volume 1. It's a raw, uncut mix and remixes of from demo tapes to what they would write, perhaps maybe when they started this the formation of the group together. So this was an unreleased yet. This album was leaked by Fetu. It was bootlegged, because it was really like starting to catch a drift. The music from the album was like out there, exposed in the mid 90s up until the early 2000s. So because I only came to acknowledge to learn to know about this album just mid 2000. when just after the redone or the reinvention of the same album with the same title, but only they changed the volume, because Fantastic Volume 1 was the original version, and then later, 8 years later, they would like change it into Fantastic Volume 2, which would now have features from the likes of Common Sense, the like of Jazzy Jeff, Busta Rhymes, Pete Rock, D'Angelo, Corrupt, and Q-Tip, just to mention a few. That was made 8 years later, when it was redone 8 years later. But the original would be Fantastic Volume 1. This album consisted of a couple of tracks, man. I think about 24 tracks. It's a dope album. Like I said, it's raw, uncut. And obviously, the producer would be Jay Dilla. And also, the label that they were signed to would be like Donut Boy Recordings. You know, it's kind of cocky, but that's what they would go about. That's what he went about when he named his record label back then. So yeah, Fantastic Four. It's just another album that I think people should be on the lookout for when it comes to learning about debut albums, EPs that were out early mid 90s to early 2000. In the hip hop community, in the hip hop circles. I can mention a few tracks that I think are very tracks that are favorites. Tracks would be like Fantastic, which is a title, obviously. The Look of Love, Estimate, which are the tracks that I'll always listen to. Fourth and Back. Couple of remixes as well on Fourth and Back, but this is the joint, the fourth and Back on its own is hella nice. Joints like Players, those are the tracks that you should be on the lookout. But it's like I said, my friend, there's a couple of tracks that you should be on the lookout in general, because there's a lot of tracks. But these they're also cut down into the making of the Fantastic Volume 2. So not every track that you can find on the Volume 1 is gonna be on 2. Like I said, there's also a couple of features that are on 2 now. So obviously they made a couple of new tracks. So you know what I mean? So yeah, man. Shout out to Slum Village. Earlier on, I mentioned that so in the past there were 3. Obviously, like I mentioned, 2. Batin passed away in 2009. I know that he had some mental issues and also some drug problem, but I can't really testify as to say that's the reason why he passed away. But we do know that it was one of the health issues that was he went through before his passing. And also Jay Dilla in 2006, he passed on. Okay, fun fact: Jay Dilla will leave the group in 2001 for his solo move. And then in 2002, they would add Elzai. Elzai will be next member to make the 3rd member on the Slum Village. So this is why, mind you, Jay Dilla just left, So Slum Villa is now a producer short. But, because the music was already there, it wasn't that hard for Amajira to put up an album, because they had all this music that was, not released, you know what I'm saying? So yes, back in 2008, again, Amachida, they would introduce Dilla Effect, and then with that concept being created, T3 announced that they'll be adding another member, which was Jay Dilla's younger brother, Illa J, which was also a producer and a rapper. So you can also imagine it was sort of not replacing Jay Dilla, but sort of the idea that Jay Dilla still exists, the Dilla effect, like I just said, Buffett. So yeah, shout out to Slum Villa again for the contribution. Yeah, and today I believe that Slum Villa is not the Slum Village that we know back in the early stages. Another thing that maybe I cannot rather I won't be able to do is to play music, obviously, because Buffett, you already know the deal, Buffett. Had I had this my own way, I'll be bumping with the music that I've mentioned to you. But again, I mentioned that you should check the album. It's a 24 track type shit. Fantastic Volume 1 is what to look out for, Buffett. With the likes of Fantastic, The Look of Love, Estimate, Players, Fourth Back, type shit. Those are the joints that I always looked up to. So yeah, I'm afraid to. Without, I'm not gonna make this another long ass tiring type episode. Seeing that I don't have music, I think it's only best that I'll only share this much to you guys, and hopefully to see you on the next segment. But remember, this won't be an ongoing thing, but the odds will always be a challenge when it comes to this segment. But nonetheless, I'm going to keep pushing the content, bringing what you guys are hoping for, and what you're waiting for from your boy Black. And yes, it seems now to me that I might not even be considering to play US music, because I keep getting flagged. I got like 2, 3, 4 episodes that I got flagged, which were, US. I think they're flagging some music in different countries, and our country is one of those countries that they flag their music, meaning the music is not allowed to play it on the public platform. But yeah, nonetheless, I'll keep bringing the content. As far as local, I know I got no problems there until the nigga say, "Hey, bro, you are exploiting my music." And then that would be another issue. But in the meantime, I haven't came across none of that. So yeah, but let's keep this content growing. It's your boy Black gonna be signing out. Check again Slum Village, Fantastic Volume 1, an album that was not officially released, but came out in '96. Peace, it's your boy Black, and yeah, man, let's catch each other again on the next episode in the next 2 weeks. I'm signing out, y'all. Peace.